From the central coast of New South Wales, Australia, it's the #1 podcast for the X-Men animated series. This is Generation X-Men with Bender and Brooksey.
Yes, it is. Thanks, Steve. This is Generation X-Men. I'm Bender, and with me, as always, is Brooksey.
Hey.
Like the name suggests, we are Generation X-Men, and you are too. If you're new to this, what we'll be doing is going through all 5 seasons of X-Men, the animated series, one episode at a time, giving you our thoughts, X-Quiz tally time, and most importantly, having a laugh as well. Now, the Phoenix Saga Part 4, the Starjammers. Talking about another ragtag space group that I'd say were the X-Men's Guardians of the Galaxy, Brooksy.
Yeah, I can see that.
One human, heaps of aliens.
Yep.
Could say they're like about any sort of space team. That usually is the makeup of the comic book superhero space team.
Yeah, that's true.
Just at least one human. Tell you, if Fox was smart, they could have kick-started this around the time of X-Men Origins, get their own sort of Spacejammers movie out there. They could have had their own extended universe. I mean,
if they had the people that were running Marvel doing it, probably.
I suppose they could have. But surely it's like, hey, X-Men's doing really well. What other projects in the X-Men world do we have access to? They go, oh, we got all this stuff. Nah, let's just do young Wolverine. Why? And
more Wolverine.
And mess up Deadpool. Geez. Marvel movie news returns. Couple of big trailer drops this week. Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame. They went with the Highlander 4 subtitle.
It was on the list.
I'm not pleased about that.
No, it wasn't the ones we picked.
No. I went Secret Wars. You went something else. I can't remember what it was.
No, neither can I. I did say one word, though. I got that right.
Was it the? Also, Brooksy and I play a game of fan casting. Toward the end of the episode, we'll tell you who'd we cast as the intergalactic pirates known as the Starjammers. Going to break down the episode in a moment, but before we get into that, it's time for X-Quiz.
Pop quiz, Hotshot.
Pop quiz!
Pop quiz, asshole.
Time for a surprise quiz?
Won't be a pop quiz on Wednesday. There's a pop quiz. Pop quiz.
All right, so how many X-Quiz you got?
I have 2 whole questions for X-Quiz. 2 whole questions.
I got 3.
Oh, he beat me by 1. All right, you can kick it off then.
What number security cell was Cyclops held in?
Oh, jeez, I didn't know they had cells. I was just paying attention to how he shackled up because you drew my attention to it.
Well, before they open the sliding door, it says security cell and then a number.
In English?
In English.
Was it Roman numerals?
No.
Oh.
And then later, when it closed, it just said security cell. There was no number.
Okay. Well, I'm going to lock in security cell number 3 because I wasn't paying attention.
Correct.
All right. I don't know why. I just had the Roman numerals for 3 in my head. I just guess I saw it sideways. Here we go. Deken's in the episode and he's wearing a tiara. What is the colour of the gem in the centre of Deken's tiara?
That's a good question.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's predominantly green, pink, and yellow. Pink.
Oh, Sherlock Strikes. Yes, it is. Pink.
Yes.
I would say because he loves the Emtron
That's
crystal
right.
so much, he just wants all the pink gems. He wants it everywhere. So, yes, the correct answer is pink.
Woohoo.
Do you know what colour the tiara was?
Yellow?
Nah, it's green. Damn, I should have asked that.
On Lilandra's ship, Gambit's throwing some cards into the helmets, and he throws 4 cards in there that were exactly the same card.
Yeah.
What card is that?
That was my question. They were like the ace of spades.
They were all the ace of spades.
In that one shot, it was 4, but there was a previous shot where he threw another ace of spades in there. My question was, how many ace of spades does Gambit throw into the helmet? I thought I could get you with the tricky one at the end there, but yeah.
He's just got a deck of ace of spades. They must fly the best.
That's most aerodynamic, Shell.
And my final question is the Phoenix cameos.
Oh, yes, when
Who have we got?
psychically tap everybody.
Yes.
It was, I think, is Emma Frost is the one that's with all the old-timey people.
Yes.
The Bloodfire Gang. What are they called?
They're called the Hellfire
Gang.
But in the animated series called Inner Circle.
Oh, the Inner Circle.
Yeah, so you got the White Queen, Emma Frost, Mastermind, and the Black King, Sebastian Shaw.
Mm-hmm. There was the, I just noticed Emma Frost in that one shot. And then there was Doctor Strange, he spun around.
Yeah,
I think
at
there
the
was
end.
one more.
There's one
wasn't
more
it?
at the start.
Yeah, I can't place it. Was it a psychic?
It was. I mentioned one of our good friends when this person came onto the screen.
Crowther?
One that hasn't been on the podcast.
Oh, no, that's too vague. But I give up.
It was in front of a monument in another country. A large clock.
Oh, Big Ben. Oh, that's right. Was it Captain Britain?
That's him.
That's Brian. For you, Slats. Your cameo in X-Men animated series.
Unless you want to come on the podcast.
You want Brian on the podcast?
Why
do you?
not?
All right. Slats, we're going to pick a random episode for you. And by random, I mean the most random episode we've seen. It doesn't make any sense. And you're coming on.
Previously on X-Men.
So previously on X-Men, I believe this was a longer one.
Mm-hmm.
This was 1 minute 36.
Cool, that a lot
I
to
still
recap.
need to collate my big spreadsheet of every previously on X-Men's numbers so I can tell you where it ranks. That is coming soon.
Oh, jeez, Brooksey.
So yeah, this one, long one, I believe. So we get Eric the Red showing up on Earth, and he's chasing Lilandra, who has been taken hostage by Black Tom and Juggernaut.
That's right.
And then Professor X orders the X-Men to save Lilandra, which is sort of out of line with the actual episode. That's not how it happened. That came a lot later.
Yeah, it wasn't in the correct order.
Yeah, and then they had the big battle scene with the cool fade pan things. What's it called?
Tracking shot?
That's they had all that cool stuff that we enjoyed last episode then. And then old mate Gladiator showed up. And then Black Tom gives Gladiator Lilandra. So then she calls on the Phoenix to come give her a hand, which it seems like in the episode, but that's not actually what happened.
No, she called out the chap.
Professor, and he called, Phoenix. Then the Phoenix shows up, kicks Gladiator's ass, and then Duquesne shows up through the wormhole at the end, and then he likes to laugh.
I'm Duquesne. I like to laugh. He sure does.
And that was previously on X-Men.
Breakdown. Go ahead, give it to
You
me.
can't use that one. It's in there.
Break it down, mofos.
Break it down! Break it down!
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Breakdown! Go ahead, give it to me. Breakdown. Where is she?
Okay, today we are doing episode number 32, season 3, episode 6, the Phoenix Saga part 4, the Starjammers.
Oh, yeah.
The original air date for this one was September 8, 1994. It was written by Mark Edward Edens and directed by Larry Houston.
On ya, Larry.
So the episode starts quite comically at Cassidy Keep with old Black Tom legging it away from the
Yeah,
castle.
he's tearing us out of there in the foreground. And if you're not paying attention, like I wasn't the first couple of times I watched, you would have missed him. But yeah, that's an awesome little bit to
It's
have
a great
at the start.
start.
I'd have had him swearing or something. Or screaming.
So Cyclops, Beast, and Storm then show up in the Blackbird. A bit of stuff happened before then, but it wasn't really noteworthy. It's like, oh, Phoenix is injured. Oh no, she's okay. She's hanging around.
She's fainting, and
Yeah.
Landra thanks her, and
Yeah, so it wasn't really noteworthy.
Nah.
But yeah, the first major thing that happened, she's like, oh no, a starship's coming. Professor X checks it. No, it's cool. I know who this is.
a friend.
Cyclops, Beast, and Storm. So then they show up in the Blackbird, and I'm thinking, hang on, wasn't the Blackbird just at Moira's place? How did they get over there? Is there 2 Blackbirds? How many Blackbirds are there, Bender?
I assume there's just one.
So how did they get from the mansion, or Storm and Cyclops are at the hospital? How'd they get there, mate?
Oh, that's a very
How'd they get
good
to Scotland?
question. And they showed up in the Blackbird.
Yes, and then the Blackbird showed up, which it does make sense, that part, because they probably would have gone to Moira's first. Where is everyone? Oh, they must be over there.
Yeah, that's right.
Because Moira and them are there later. And I'm like,
Okay,
where'd they come from?
So they must have shown up to Muir Island via something else.
Yes.
Like a ferry? How do you get from America to Ireland?
Yeah, that's a big jump across the old Atlantic.
Maybe they took 6 Quinjets. Or
6 Quinjets.
6 of those Scout jets. Follow me, I know the way.
So we got Jean. She's levitating above the castle and she's searching the sky for Lilandra's ship.
Oh yeah, that's because Psycho's, where's Jean? And Professor X goes, scanning the skies.
Yeah, and then Wolverine tells him that she's all right, psych. And then so she finds Deken's ship and the Imperial Guard are on it. And then we get Oracle. She sort of notices her presence. She turns around. She's like, what the hell's this? So this is our first sort of glimpse into the Imperial Guard.
Oracle's one of the Imperial Guards, right?
Yes.
Is she, wears pink, right?
Yeah.
Are we going to break down what they look like later in the episode?
Yeah, when we get to them all appearing a bit later, we'll have a chat about them.
Oracle's a name, eh?
Then we get Beast, and he's pretty keen to see Lilandra's ship and hear about her homeland and that. He's geeking out over some bloody shit.
He's geeking out big time. He loves science.
Then Jean comes over. She wants to address the group.
She's got something to say.
And she says, in our hands lies the fate of 1 billion star systems, of lives beyond measure. And then she just goes, it's time to go. So she rises up above him and flame birds up.
Yep.
And then says, yep, it's time to go. She covers everyone in the flame wings and then takes off into space.
Mass teleport.
So
mass transport.
We don't know that yet. We just see her just
setting everyone on
cover
fire.
Up, gone. And then, so it cuts above. This is where we go to London and we see Captain Britain. He's in front of Big Ben. And then he's looking up at the Phoenix taking off. And then we go to the Hellfire Club or the Inner Circle and we see the White Queen and Black King Sebastian Shaw. And then, that's when Emma sort of feels the Phoenix link. She's like, oh.
Yeah.
And then we see Doctor Strange.
He just turns around and looks cool. He doesn't affect him much at all.
It would have been cool to see more Doctor Strange. I wasn't really keen on Doctor Strange when I was a kid. I didn't know too much about him. But since the movies come out, it's like, oh, yeah.
Do you like Doctor Strange movie?
Oh, it wasn't in my top Marvel movies, but it's all right.
Yeah, it was in and out, and I was like, it's another one.
Well, if you had to pick that or Ant-Man, what do you reckon?
I don't know, actually. I think they're both 5s out of 10 for me.
Right.
But if I had to pick, maybe Doctor Strange because there's kung fu in it.
Yeah, you don't seem to be much of a Paul Rudd fan.
I'm not a Paul Rudd guy. Even of the Anchormen, he wasn't my favourite.
See, I loved him in Anchorman. Yeah? It's great. Yeah, and I like that. I Love You, Man. That's a great movie.
Oh, yeah, I didn't like that one.
See?
I didn't like Dinner for Schmucks. Anything that he's been in by himself, I haven't really liked.
Right.
But, yeah. Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, nah.
You just liked him in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Sure, yeah. That's his best. That's probably my favourite.
You sound like you're from London.
See? That's funny. I am playing a crazy character.
Jean, you must not leave me behind.
It's no use, Professor. The way she said goodbye, it's like they're not coming back. Ever.
So we cut back to Cassidy Keep now, and then we're left with the Professor, Storm, Jubilee, Moira, and Banshee. Mm-hmm. And they've been left behind.
Yes.
And the Professor's like, no, you got to take me with you.
Professor's so cut that he got left behind.
And that's when we figure, she's teleported everyone.
That's right.
And then that's what I was saying here. That's where Moira and Banshee are there. And I'm like, how the hell did they get there? They were on bloody Muir Island. So they've clearly...
Well, wait, Banshee was at the castle right when he was fighting Black Tom.
That's true.
Yeah, it's just Moira was not there.
No, Moira and the Professor were at Muir Island. Remember when the fighting was happening?
Oh, right, yeah.
And then, so then they've appeared.
Oh, that's really weird.
Yeah, so we stumbled upon something there.
Oh, Eden's boys, what are you writing? What are you writing? They get to this episode. Shit, we need them all to be there. We'll get them in the Blackbird. How do they get in the Blackbird? They just show up. I want to know, was it Mark and Michael?
Yeah.
I want to know which one is the shut up and write it brother. Maybe the Michael one is the logical one. So, well, how's it supposed to be there if the Blackbird and Mark's just shut up and write it? We're getting paid.
The kids won't notice.
The kids won't notice. We're not getting paid enough. Saban cut our fucking salary in half. Just write it.
So Jubilee seems to be okay with being left behind this time. She doesn't really want to go into space.
Yeah, but she's very
she's worried,
scared.
The way Jean said goodbye that they'll never return. So she's like, maybe it's good to sit this one out.
A bit of catastrophizing going on there.
And again, Storm left on the bench, which is nothing to do with the bloody space. No space Storm, mate.
No storm in space.
We go to an ad break there. We cut back from the ad break, and the X-Men show up on the Lalandra's ship. Wolverine's like, whoa, next time I'll take the bus.
Classic Wolverine.
He's got a lot about public transport, eh? He either hates it or he loves it.
Yeah. He wants to take the bus, but when he was...
On the subway, he didn't
he's-
like subway.
Yeah, he didn't like the subway, but when he got kicked off the subway, did he say he wants to catch the bus again?
I
Or
think
he said, next time I'll walk?
that's next time I'll walk.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
So he's hot and cold with the public transport. That's an interesting thing.
So once the teleportation's done, Jean pretty much faints here in the Cyclops.
Yeah.
Are we calling this a faint or not?
She's not out completely,
Because she
right?
just, and then falls.
She's
Cyclops grabs her.
lightheaded, I would
Yeah.
say. She's just a little lightheaded. She's a little bit flushed.
It's a half Jean faint.
Half faint. Put it as a 0.5 faints.
And then we see Lalandra has the MCON crystal out on full display in the ship. Why? Can't she lock that shit in some sort of vault?
What if she got boarded? Where's the crystal? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Under that light.
Right in the middle of the ship. And this is our first look at the MCON crystal, and it seems to me to be quite large.
Yes, it's very large.
Why is it so big, and why does it have a metal base?
Because the metal base is what confused me. What is it, an award statue or something? It's like, it's got to be big because an entire galaxy is in there. That's what I thought. A galaxy is 100 millions of stars and planets. How's it here?
The galaxy is on Orion's belt. What's his word? Struggle to prevent war.
Men in Black. Oh, there was a teaser image for the new Men in Black movie. Are you excited for that?
No.
No?
I'm trying to redo Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, shit. Yeah, they've recast Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth
Thor.
in there. So they're not calling it MIB3, it's MIBI, Men in
4.
Black
There's
International.
already 3.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
MIB International, is that what
That's
it's called?
what it's called, MIBI.
Right.
Which I think is a nice way of saying, okay, this is a new sort of thing, rather than just calling the reboot to Halloween 2 more times, you know?
So there's no Will Smith in this one?
I don't believe there's Will
He
Smith.
didn't shove one of his kids in there?
It's just his useless son he keeps trying to make out. Jaden. Shut up and do more kung fu kick.
Not whip your hair back and
No,
forth?
that's the upper
She
kick.
wants nothing to do with
I don't know. She's probably working on her next single. I don't know. Will Smith's been a bit quiet lately. I haven't seen him in anything.
What about Tommy Lee? He's not coming back?
He's too old and angry to be in anything besides historical dramas now. How do we get onto this?
The galaxy is on Orion's
Oh,
belt.
that's right. Yeah, the MCON crystal. Yeah, it's on a stand. It's big. It's pink. It's got X amount of sides. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not in a vault.
Not in a vault. Not in a secret.
Not
hidey
hidden
hole.
in a compartment underneath the
Put it in
floor.
the overhead compartment with the pilot. That's where I'd keep it. No one would look there.
That's what all the fuss is about?
How you fit a whole galaxy in there?
Its faceted configuration gives the crystal infinite storage capacity for refracted light energy.
I knew there had to be a simple explanation.
You like it, Shell? I get you one for Christmas.
And we haven't mentioned it yet, but Lalandra's crew here. There's one that looks
Yeah.
like Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four, but
Correct.
white with pink eyes and black eye tattoos, and what you called a red dinosaur man.
Red Crocodile Man.
Red Crocodile Man.
Why is there a Red Crocodile Man? I couldn't find anything about him.
Yeah, you couldn't find-
Who is Red Crocodile Man?
Yeah, I want to know Lalandra's crew, rebel crew. We need to find out who they are.
Who is Red Crocodile Man? If anyone knows, let us know.
Larry, let us know. Did you create these characters specifically for Lalandra? If
I got
so,
a feeling, yes.
we do your own spin-off, Larry. Just those two people. I'd watch.
Then we go to Phoenix. She says, we must move quickly to safeguard the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where it sort of sounds like Lalandra's voice.
Oh, yeah, she says something.
Yeah, so she says, we must move quickly to safeguard the crystal. And she's sort of like, she's sensing that a ship is approaching, and we see this orange ship approaching. And yeah, so it doesn't make any sense for Lalandra to say that.
Yeah.
Unless she saw it out the window. But we're seeing the Phoenix sense it.
Yeah, my note here says Lalandra's voice on Phoenix. I say it was just a mess up because it's clearly Lalandra's voice because it's got the sort of reverb to it, and she's sounding all ethereal and everything. But yeah, a bit of a muck around there.
2 blasts from this ship, and the shields are busted. So Landra's ship does not have very good shields.
Well, I'd say I use this for the traditional Star Wars. It's a rebel ship. They can't afford the high-quality shields. They've sort of welded it together with the scraps.
Okay, fair enough. She's stolen one of the old ships.
So I look at it, it's basically Mark 1 Iron Man suit, the one that he makes in the cave.
In the cave?
That's what I say. All rebel equipment is that. It's just scraps. So lucky they have a shield at all.
Hand-forged ship.
Yeah.
The third blaster comes out as some sort of stun ray, which nails everyone, but a lot more so Lilandra.
Yeah, she gets destroyed by it or knocked out.
Rogue's line here is Lilandra's out colder than a leftover hush puppy.
Is a hush puppy a southern style dish or something?
It's deep fried cornbread. Does it get any more southern than that?
Does it get any more unhealthy than that? That's very carby.
I had to look that up. Hush puppy got to talk about shoes.
Who's eating shoes? How poor are they in the south?
Why are the shoes cold? I don't get it. How can a cat look like a hip? I don't understand.
Lilandra's out colder than a leftover hush puppy.
The ray may have been specifically attuned to Shi'ar life forms.
So the door opens and we get our first look at Starjammers.
And they're looking pretty cool. It's a nice low angle there. Corsair's got his guns out and you see his mates over his shoulder looking mean.
Yeah, so we see Corsair. That's Christopher Summers.
Christopher Summers. Spoilers.
Spoilers coming soon. And we get your mate, Chode.
Chode. I love Chode. Just for the name. Hey, Chode means something different over here. Is it pronounced that way or is it Chode? Because it's CH apostrophe
O-D. Yeah.
O-D. Chode.
Well, that's what they say. Is it this episode or next episode they call him by his name?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't call him anything in this episode. That's why I haven't got a note for how to pronounce Chode.
Yeah. And then we got Hepzibah.
Yeah.
And the little fluffy alien thing is called Kree.
So we go on to say what they look like now?
Yes.
Excellent.
So we got Chode, who's the amphibian guy, the big green sort of guy.
Big hulking green guy. He's got like sort of that amphibian sort of ears, big lips and scales and little moles all over him and boils. He kind of looks like Abomination, the Hulk villain that's in the Marvel comics. Yeah.
So his powers are underwater breathing, superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman swimming speed, superhuman stamina, superhuman durability, and he's got telepathic immunity.
Oh. Is he sound resistant?
He's not sound immune.
Sound immune.
Sound immunity.
So he is full-on amphibian. So he's got a lot of amphibious sort of powers.
Next one is Hepzibah.
Hepzibah.
We'll just say that very quickly. Hepzibah. She is the white cat looking.
She's got like a yellow crop top on and like a red belt and black leather pants or something like that.
Big bushy tail.
I love Hepzibah.
She's got superhuman agility, reflexes, sense of smell, and night vision.
Oh yeah.
And she also has pheromone manipulation.
Pheromone manipulation. So she can turn a stink onto a track of Hepzibah cat type people.
Right.
Sounds about right.
Then you got the little Kree guy, who's the furry little agent.
Yeah, the pink fluffy little thing.
Spends most of his time on Chode's left shoulder. And then you also have Razza, the guy with the ponytail, cybernetic sort of guy. He's in the ship.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He doesn't appear here, but yeah, he's another part of the Starjammers.
He's got a sword. Does he have a sword? Or is he just... He looks like he would have a sword.
He looks like he does. He's the only one that kind of looks like a pirate.
Yeah, exactly. Would not be surprised if he had a wooden leg.
He's probably got a robotic leg because he's a space pirate. And then we have their leader, Corsair.
Corsair
is just human.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any powers.
He's got the red knee-high boots on, black tights, silver shoulder pads, blue collar, a blue bandana. Really piratey sort of mustache.
Thin, very thin mustache.
Real thin pirate mustache, and this sort of yellow emblem on his chest.
Aliens, Corsair. Ugly ones, too. Who are you calling ugly, lizard lips?
Lizard lips. That sounds like a real Thor, old school Thor insult to say to a big green monster.
Yeah.
Lizard lips.
So he leaps into action here, but he's just nailed by Corsair's
He just
dual
shoots
laser
him.
guns. Then get a little bit of a fight scene here with the Starjammers and the X-Men. Highlights include Rogue swinging Hepzibah around by a tail. And she says there's enough room to swing a cat in here or something like that. And then she nails Chode with the cat.
Now, I've got a note here. Beast is doing some awesome flippy stuff across the ceiling when Corsair's shooting at him with two guns, John Woo style. And Beast just tackles him.
Come on, it's not John Woo. There's no pigeons.
Yeah. There was that little pink thing that started flying around. But yeah, Beast tackles him, disarms him, holds onto his gun. So interesting weaponry. Then he gets shot. And then he says, effective ones too.
It's a good line.
There's Beast being cool there. I liked it.
This is where Jean comes to and explains that they actually aren't the Emperor's troops.
Mm-hmm.
They are intergalactic pirates who call themselves the Starjammers.
That's a pretty funny, accidentally funny intro. Intergalactic pirates.
And Gambit says, pirates? Where do they keep their swords and eye patches? And then Corsair then uses his wrist communicator to tell Razar back in the ship to recalibrate the stun rate of humans.
Razar's a bit trepidatious about this.
Yeah, we don't really understand why, but we know now because old mate Corsair is human.
He's human.
So he's going to cop it too. Cyclops is like, surrender or I'll fire. And then Jean has the ability to read Corsair's mind. And then we sort of flash up with a young Cyclops and a young Havoc here.
That's right, yeah. And she's like, stop!
Yeah, she tells Scott that he can't just before the stun ray goes off, and everyone is affected except for Hepzibah and Chode.
Well, I don't know why Jean stopped him there. Or why she stopped Cable the last time some sort of family thing happened in Time Fugitives, right before Cyclops was about to blast Cable. A similar thing sort of happened. She read Cable's mind and saw that he was related to Cyclops. But Cyclops never shoots to kill. He could have just shot them both.
Yeah.
But then we'd have no episode because everything would be resolved. So Jean stops it to help the plot along.
So yeah, Chode picks up Corsair and retreats with him. Wolverine and Jean are the first to wake back up. To find the Starjammers have taken the crystal and Cyclops. So you win some, you lose some, you know. Not so bad they took Cyclops. Wolverine asks, why did she get Cyclops not to blast that Joker? Jean says, I can't tell you. And then Wolverine sort of walks off and she just finishes the sentence and says that he's Scott's father.
Oh, you left. I don't know why I can't tell you. Why are they into keeping so many secrets of the X-Men?
Yeah, they're all about secrets.
Yeah.
So this is where Cyclops is being held in this cell by his arms.
Yes, cell 3.
I don't think this is a very effective way of holding prisoners.
They're standing up with their arms locked into these big gauntlets that shackle them to the ceiling.
Which is reminiscent of X-Men 3, where Mystique is held in a similar prison on the prison truck.
Yeah, I forgot about that because I don't rewatch X-Men 3 at all. But you knew straight away, and I asked you, how do you know that? How often do you watch X-Men 3? How haven't you forgotten that movie yet?
Yeah, not yet. I still sort of remember that.
I can't. Yeah, there's nothing I really like in that one.
It's not high on the rewatch.
No. Juggernaut's fun when he kicks Wolverine through the roof.
Yeah.
That's about it. Juggernauts.
British Juggernaut. So Cyclops held by his arms. Corsair, we find out his plan here is to use him as a weapon. The last one they'll ever need.
Ooh.
Put it on. The last suit you'll ever wear. It all comes back to MIB today.
Another Men in Black reference.
What you think you saw, you did not see.
I think I know all the words to Men in Black, but I don't know all the words to Wild Wild West.
No, I don't know all the words to Wild Wild West either.
Which do you like Men in Black better than Wild Wild West? The song I'm talking about.
The song?
Yeah.
Ooh.
See, I think I like Wild Wild West better as a song.
As the movies, it's definitely Wild Wild West.
Really?
Yep.
You like the Wild Wild West the movie better than Men
I
in
would
Black?
watch Wild Wild West the movie more times than I watch MIB.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I'm learning so much about you, Brooksey. That is crazy. The only thing I don't like about Men in Black is there's so many different versions of the movie. I may have talked to you about this before.
No, you haven't.
Swear words have been removed. Not even bad swear words, like jerk is cut out in like the Australian version and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll go into it later. But there's so many weird cuts that happen in that movie. Like, you know, when human Edgar is pulled into the pit and falls out. Do you remember the skin flying up?
No.
Well, that was in the American version. You see like the empty skin fly up on the edge of the hole, and it gets dragged back down again, and then he's wearing it.
Right.
That was cut. Remember when the insecticide guy comes in, and do you remember when he shoves the tube down his throat?
Yeah.
Do you remember actually seeing it go down his throat?
Yeah, I don't know whether I did or not.
Well, in the international cut, it does.
Right.
And the thing that blinks its eyes sideways that Jay's chasing at the start.
Yeah.
Now he jumps off the end and he teleports away.
Yeah.
In the other one, he jumps off the end and just lands, kills himself.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's so many whack
Have not
ass
seen
changes.
that one.
Yeah, and the other one with Jeeves is when Kay shoots him in the head.
Yeah.
He sort of comes, "You insensitive prick," and some cuts it says, "You insensitive jerk." I thought, why is prick not in there? That's not a bad word. But it's full of weirdo cuts. Like last week when we talked about Austin Powers.
Yeah.
No Sherbert.
No Sherbert.
It's just so... I hate when they change my movies like that. I'm used to it seeing a certain way. I watched it 1,000 times as a kid. Don't change the version and show me something new when I'm a grown-up. I get the shits. Same with Dumb and Dumber. They fucked that cut for me. Ruined the whole movie.
I remember always talking to you about Ace Ventura when he's doing the Heinz-Kid Velvet part.
Yeah, I'd never seen that before. When I get on DVD, Blu-ray, what the hell is this bit? Anyway, what the hell were we up to?
We get a wipe here to Eric the Red and Gladiator. They're returning to Deken's ship. Mm-hmm. It's the one where there's like all like the fingers and they like bars and they sort of,
yeah.
What's that called?
I don't know.
You don't know that one?
It's just a variant on the wipe, and it's just like, I don't know, fingers there.
So
a zipper or something.
So they're showing up to Deken's big ship here.
Yeah.
And Deken doesn't even seem to understand who friggin' Eric the Red is. He doesn't even remember who he is.
Oh, yeah. Eric the Red's getting a tow by a gladiator.
Yeah. Ship run out of gas.
He's out of space gas.
Scout ship of Imperial Agent Ivan Shikari, Majesty. Code name Eric the Red.
So yeah, Deken is not happy to see Eric the Red because he doesn't have the crystal and the Landra, and yeah, he was defeated by a group of Earthlings, so he's just not happy. All up.
Poor, what's his Shikari? Poor Shikari.
Shikari
can't catch a break.
So Gladiator sort of sticks up for him here, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the Phoenix
Bloody
was
Phoenix
there.
showed up. You should have been there."
And he's like, "There is no Phoenix. It's all bloody myth, mate. What are you talking about?
There is no Phoenix. The Phoenix is just a legend, my lord. I have seen her." And then hologram comes up.
Hologram Corsair disrupts their conversation.
And I've got a line here that Deken says, "Impudent rebel dog, pirate traitor," says Gladiator.
Oh, there's some classic lines.
Gladiator's showing a bit of passion here.
So they show Deken that he has the Emkron crystal, and if he wants it, he's going to have to give him half of the Imperial treasure.
Half. I think of the Dark Knight half and the Eddie Murphy Raw half when the ex-wife wants half his shit.
Right. Deken agrees, and Corsair will bring the crystal to him with a gift of one of the Earth creatures who his forces failed to deal with. Deken then orders Gladiator to destroy Corsair and the Starjammers as soon as the crystal is within his power.
And Gladiator's all like, "Oh, but you said the sacred oath."
He swore a sacred oath.
And then Deken just shits on him. "You will do it." Yes, my emperor. So Gladiator's getting shit on big time here. And wasn't one of his powers is if he loses his confidence?
Yeah.
Or something? His
powers diminish.
His powers diminish. That could explain why Rogue punched him across the throne room.
Yes, coming up.
Because we brought that up later and because when Juggernaut tries to punch him, no effect.
Yep.
That's because Gladiator's confidence was on a high, but when he's getting yelled at by his Emperor, his confidence is down low and his powers is down low.
But my lord, you swore the sacred oath.
You will do it!
Yes, my emperor.
So this is where we get our first good look at the Imperial Guard. So we got Gladiator, Kalark. Then we got that Oracle. She's a demonic harpy.
A demonic harpies. She's Queen of the Harpies. No, I'm not. Queen of the Harpies. Here's your crown, your majesty.
That was the first thing I thought of.
Yes, Queen of the Harpies. She never cooks. She cooks the house. It's Queen of the Harpies. No, I'm not. It's Queen of the Harpies. I could keep doing that over and over.
She never cooks. She keeps a filthy house and she talks profanely. She's the Queen of the Harpies.
No, I'm
Queen
not.
of the Harpies.
No, I'm not.
Here's your crown, your majesty.
Get away from
Queen
me,
of the
you
Harpies.
swine.
And then we got Hussar.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the transportation and the neural whip.
Oh, yeah.
Lady.
She's got like the blonde skullet, which is like a mullet, but there's a massive bald spot
There
on
you
top.
go.
She's red. She's got the white tights on, yellow hair. And Oracle, we talked.
Yep.
She's the harpy. She's got like a pink baggy uniform there with like a black cowl, gambit style, right? Her ears sticking out, and she's got like short blue hair up top.
That's the one. Then we got Flashfire, who has the fire bursts from the hands.
Mm-hmm. Is that the Human Torch knockoff?
No.
Oh.
Not yet.
Oh, hang on. Let me have a look at what Flashfire looks like, because we got to describe what they look like. Oh, he's weird looking, isn't he?
Yes.
he's got orange washing up gloves on.
That's the one.
A yellow. He looks like a boiled lolly or something. You know those.
Looks like a boiled lolly. That's exactly him. We got boiled lolly.
He's got like black overalls on, a yellow undershirt, and orange sleeves. He's white with orange hair. He looks like Captain Pollution.
Then we got Titan. He's the Grow Man. So he sort of looks like he's got the superhero suit on.
Oh, yeah, Grow Man.
Yeah.
He's blue and orange with
That's
a silver belt, and he's got the gambit cowl on there with brown hair. He's the most normal looking of all the Imperial Guard.
Then we got Starbolt, and this is Johnny Storm.
Oh, Starbolt. Yeah, Johnny Storm. He's just on fire.
Fireman.
But he's got like red unitard on and red gloves, but it's all fire.
Then we got Smasher, who is the white suit with the glasses.
Yeah, he just looks like, I don't know. He just looks like a standard sort of superhero because he's human. So there's another human-looking guy, pink skin. He looks like he's part of Alpha Flight. He's just got like the white superhero suit with the black accents and a red M on his chest.
Yeah, he's wearing sunglasses.
And sunnies.
Then we got Manta.
Manta.
That's the like green robot.
Yeah, I always thought that.
Shoots the ray beam.
Yeah, I always thought that big green robot was cool. The big, and he's got the little broski on his shoulder.
And then there's Earthquake, which is the alien that looks like an alien, just makes earthquakes.
Oh, Geodude.
Yeah.
It's Geodude with legs and a body. That's what I wrote.
Then we got Warstar, which is the other robot that has the electric shocks. Actually, I think that's the guy that's got the one in the background.
Oh, Warstar's the little one, is he?
Warstar. I think he's the one that's got the other guy on his back.
Oh, okay. Who do I say was the other?
Manta, the other robot that just shoots.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Then we got Hobgoblin, and that's the shapeshifter.
Oh, Hobgoblin's the shapeshifter.
Yeah. So that is the Imperial Guard.
Wait. What's Manta look like then? Is that the one with the black... is that the lady? The one with the black cloak, white pants, and yellow face? Yeah, that's her. I don't think she's a robot, is she? Oh, yeah, she's got the cape like a manta ray.
Yeah.
So that's Manta. She's not a robot. She's a lady. She's got a yellow face.
So back on the Starjammers ship. And
Shall we talk about what this ship looks like?
The Starjammers ship?
Yeah.
It's a weird-looking cylindrical, orangey red sort of ship.
It looks like a penis with X-wings on the back, you know? It's like an X-wing times 100 with a huge knob on the front. It's like, could you get a more phallic-looking spaceship? Come on, Starjammers.
So back on the Starjammers ship, Cyclops has this device on his optic beam so he can't shoot.
Yeah, he's
I'm
got
like, where did he get this from? Did
very
he just knock this up, or did he?
It's a very specific restrainer to have. Keep that just in case we get someone with laser beam powers out their eyes, so we strap it to their heads.
The Corsair explains that he wants Cyclops to nail Ken as soon as they walk in the room. This is the plan. You're going to kill Ken because you got optic beams. He's not going to see it coming.
He'll never see me coming.
So yeah, now we find out that it's just all a big revenge plot because Ken has destroyed millions of people, and one of them was Corsair's wife. The classic, he killed my wife, I'm going to kill him.
The tried and true formula.
So Cyclops gets on board with this. Cyclops will not get on board with this.
I was going to say, all right, problem solved.
Because he won't take a life in cold blood.
You and your morals.
But he probably would dog shot someone. So if you want to shoot him in the back, he'll do that.
Or be really mean to Jean. Then he'll kill your ass.
So we X-wipe out there into Lilandra's bug ship. Which, it's flown by a red-headed crocodile man and blonde clown.
Blonde clown who looks like Sue Storm.
It's Sue Storm in clown uniform.
Oh, dear.
Beast is studying the ship, and he gets another fascinating in. Do we need to start...
Fascinating.
Do we need to start tally time for Beast fascinating?
Probably should.
Because he's making this fascinating thing
He's
happen.
making it happen. Even though Regina doesn't want him to have it to happen.
So this is where Gambit's throwing the cards into the bug helmet, and Wolverine just walks up, kicks it away, and Gambit's like, hey! Which I really enjoyed.
He was 5 from 5 with all these cards.
He was nailing it. Lilandra needs the Phoenix to transport them to the Starjammer, but she says she's still weak, but she will recover. And she says each time she uses her powers, she grows stronger.
That doesn't make sense. Each time I use my battery, it doesn't get stronger. How does that work? Well, she's Phoenix, not a battery.
Back to the Starjammer ship, and Cyclops has agreed for the sake of the galaxy. He has no choice but to help Corsair. So Corsair says goodbye to his crew, and he orders them to take off if they fail, and to keep up the good fight against old Ken.
Yeah, then he does a handshake to all of them. He gives what's the dude's name? He gives Raza the bro shake.
Yeah,
and he gives Chode the lefty dab. So Chode holds up his right hand, and Corsair grabs it with his left hand and just gives it a weird sort of up and down shake. It's like, wouldn't you be pissed off if you're Chode? Like, how come he got a proper handshake and I get the lefty dab? Did Corsair reach into his pocket with his right hand to get his phone out or something? That's very rude. But then he goes over to Hepzibah, and she just gives him a pash.
She pashes on with him straight away.
Pashes off with Corsair big time.
So they set out the bridge in between the two ships now, and then it's just got the Blade Travelator going. And old Corsair tells Cyclops that he's from Earth as well.
And this is where we hear, you said Perfect Dark music, but then I said, it sounds like Face to Face from Batman Returns.
It does.
When they're at the masquerade ball.
It sounds a lot more like that.
Which no doubt I'll be looping over the top as we speak right now. And what does Corsair say to him when they're on the intergalactic travelator?
Intergalactic travelator.
Reminds me of that walkway over the gateway between Gosford Station and the Gateway Shopping Centre in Gosford. That's what it reminds me of.
I come from your planet.
How is that possible?
That's a long story. We're so close to Earth now. I would have liked to have seen it again. Do you have any children?
No.
I wouldn't know mine now if I saw them. Except I remember my oldest boy. He had his mother's eyes.
I come from your world, you know. How is that possible? I've got a spaceship. I want to know, Corsair, how he got into space. See, that's why I need the Starjammers movie.
There you go. What happens? Did he just get kidnapped? Or?
Yeah, no, it's got to be cooler than that.
Jean figures out that she needs to psychically link with Cyclops, so then she can pinpoint where they are, and then she can transport everyone there.
Like a homing device.
She doesn't know where to teleport everyone to, so she needs to know where.
I have to see where I'm going, or I could end up in a fall. Nightcrawler.
That's true. So then Corsair and Cyclops, the door opens, they come into Deken's palace room.
Throne room, yeah.
And I'm yelling, shoot now! Now, shoot!
Shoot him now.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Shoot now!
Shoot him now.
Ah.
You don't have to aim with your eyes. You just have to look at them in that direction and you're just spot on.
Full payout bang, dead.
But he doesn't. He's just walking closer and closer.
And then Gladiator. He seems to know that Cyclops is the leader of the X-Men. How does he know this? He's never met Cyclops before.
I heard that he's the leader of the X-Men.
How does he know?
I don't know.
Bloody Gladiator. Yeah, Ken is not impressed here.
It should have been Eric the Red who said that, eh?
Did Eric the Red meet him? Yes, on the spaceship.
On the spaceship when he gassed him out.
Yes. Yeah, that would have made more sense.
Could have had...
So this is where Phoenix nails in on Cyclops' location. Cyclops sort of stops dead and goes, June!
Because she's found him. I'm coming, Scott.
Ken then feels that the crystal's presence.
The crystal's here. I can feel its power.
Yeah, it's the same line from the last
mate,
episode.
They say it so many times.
So then he just walks up. Oh yeah, here's the crystal. Puts it on the platform right in front of him. Shoot now, for fuck's sake! But no, he doesn't shoot again. He's just standing there, dodging. And then Gladiator calls on the Imperial Guards to guards,
destroy him.
And then the Phoenix shows up.
It is the Phoenix.
Ken, you've lived too long.
Does Gladiator say, it is the Phoenix?
He's getting scared because he's already got his ass kicked by the Phoenix before.
Oh, yeah. His confidence is at all-time low and he's losing power.
And then Ken sort of makes a little break for it. Does Barney.
Ken, you've lived too long, says Corsair.
Corsair chases him down, tackles him from behind.
He's about to choke him.
And then Jean pretty much just faints again after this teleport.
Oh, mate.
It's another half faint. And then Cyclops sees that, I've got to blast off his shackles now and come and help Jean. And then we cut back to Corsair. He's definitely trying to choke Ken here. And they're sort of just, we'll animate around that.
Yeah, it was like both hands going for the throat.
Only it's not Ken. It's a shapeshifter.
Every time.
Bloody hobgoblin. Then Ken is looking down on everyone. And then he commands the Imperial Guard to destroy them all.
Yeah, he's on his secret podium.
Elevated platform above everyone.
The opera seats.
This is where we get the rev up music starts. And we get this interesting action scene here. Where, if you said last episode we got that really cool action scene where it's fading between everyone else, this one is just a whole hodgepodge mess of everyone fight someone now.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. It was like an all-in sort of brawl.
It's just punch someone.
Punch anything. If it's not, if you didn't arrive with that person, punch them, shoot them, kick them.
That reminds me of like Duke's Hazard movie. Where it's, can I hit this guy? Kill them all!
Reminds me of Blazing Saddles when they're just punching on in the street. And then the Waco kid accidentally punches Sheriff Bart. He just spins him around, punches. Oh, sorry! He just pats him on the cheek.
Or Rush Hour when he hits Jack Chick. Yeah. Y'all look alike.
Wait, that was Rush Hour. Was that Rush Hour 2? Yeah,
it was Rush Hour 2.
God, y'all look alike. That's great.
Gladiator then goes for the crystal. He grabs it. Wolverine does his patented jump on the back move.
And threatens to stab him.
Drop it, bub, or I'll drop you.
Just stab him, Wolverine.
Exactly. Lead with the claws.
Yeah. Don't lead with the groin. Lead with the claws.
And then Gladiator decides to just nail him in the face with the crystal.
Smacks him with the crystal.
So yeah, the crystal mustn't be too... It's not going to chip or break or anything. I'm not scared of that.
I imagine it's made of pretty sturdy space material.
Solid.
Yeah.
Then Rogue manages to punch the Gladiator away from the crystal.
Yeah, that's what happened in the last episode. Juggernaut, who I would say is as strong, if not stronger than Rogue, gives Gladiator 100% haymaker straight at his chest, doesn't move, and that's the big, oh man, that's how powerful Gladiator is. But Rogue comes in and just smacks him away like he was just another, like he was one of the Stooges from the earlier episodes. Just punks Gladiator. So I've rationalised that Gladiator's morale and confidence is at an all-time low here. That's why Rogue punks him like
that. Makes sense. Now you say that.
But that's not explained.
No.
At all. No. You have to know about Gladiator to understand why that happens.
So then Lilandra ends up with the crystal now. The X-Men and Corsair then head for the Starjammer.
Head for the Starjammer.
And there's still more fighting going on. Get some pretty cool beast here. He's punching people on. And
doing his flip stuff.
He then flips over and jumps underneath this closing door. That's like a blast door.
Yeah, close the blast door.
And then he quotes Emerson. We get another beast quote here, which we'll continue in beast quotes later.
Yeah, and he's holding the blast door from closing so the Starjammers, so Corsair and the X-Men can get out of there.
And Wolverine jumps over to give him a hand. And then Rogue just takes over, lifts it up well above her head.
Yeah. No
I got it now, boys.
Because she's so strong.
It's no trouble for her at all.
There's a lot of cool action in here, which we won't break down. It's just like Corsair shoots a bunch of people, so does Cyclops.
Yeah, there's that cool thing where Cyclops is like, is everyone out? And then you see Eric the Red in the corner. Corsair puts a gun behind his head, shoots Eric the Red. That's a pretty cool scene.
Yeah. That big robot falls to the ground. Gambit's about to throw another card, and says, the bigger they are, and then the little robot jumps out.
Chase him.
And then there's the standard Stormtrooper sort of robots, which Wolverine slices or Scott Summers blasts. And then Wolverine cuts the hand off some other. The big robot cuts his arm off.
And the gun slides across the ground. And then Lilandra tries to pick it up, and he gets blasted by the fire guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool action in there. I liked it.
Whole mess of action.
Those were always my favourite things to draw. Just a big page full of action.
Yeah. So yeah, Rogue's holding the door. She drops it down. Blast door slams down. You think, oh, they must be home free. But in front of them, Duquesne with Gladiator, and they've already taken possession of the Emkron crystal and Lilandra. Then he threatens the X-Men. One false move, and Gladiator will crush
Lilandra.
Gladiator will crush Lilandra. And I'm like, do it. She means nothing to me. What do they care about Lilandra?
There was a interesting sort of animation. I wouldn't say a glitch or a mess up. It just looked weird.
It did.
You could see the layers of animation go across. There's this scene where the X-Men and Corsair go into the room. They see Duquesne, and it's a wide shot. And I think what they wanted to do is zoom in on Duquesne, Gladiator, and Lilandra in the background. So when they zoom in, the X-Men and Corsair have to fade away. But there was no zoom. The X-Men and Corsair just slide away, kind of like Poochie does when he wants to leave the planet.
So if you don't see the frame.
Because I think the background image, if they moved that, they would just run out of paper. So they just had to slide Corsair and the X-Men out of frame, Poochie style.
Poochie style.
But it happens so quick you sort of barely notice it, but I was just noticing it then because I don't know, I just happened to have my eye on the right thing, and it just looks so weird and cheap to me. So, sorry, Larry.
This is when Phoenix steps up, says it's up to her now. So Duquesne, he's over there, he's got the crystal, and he's like, in the name of the Shah and the Pt.3
and the sacred
ancestors of the Shi'ar, I call upon the 9 dying stars of the world that has no name.
So much stuff here.
So the Phoenix firebirds up, and she exclaims that she's the guardian of the crystal. And then Duquesne sort of continues with, unlock the power of the Emkron and make the galaxy mine.
And then the sort of crystal fissures and shoots a beam.
Yeah, the Phoenix snatches the crystal from him with her talons, but it's already started to hit him with this like bright beam. And she's thrown back towards the X-Men here.
You are too
Wolverine
late.
Catches her.
Yeah, Wolverine's always doing the save.
And it turns out she was not yet strong enough to stop him. Well, maybe she should have been bloody working out instead of sleeping in the stupid hospital bed, Phoenix. What have you been doing?
Start using your Phoenix powers earlier.
Phoenix more. You get stronger every time you use them.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have been working out.
So Phoenix is just like muscles. But yeah, should we say what's happening to Deken here?
Yeah, so it has begun to open a breach in the crystal. And it has unleashed the power of the negative galaxy inside.
You are too late!
I was not yet strong enough to stop him. It has begun. By opening a breach in the crystal, Deken has unleashed the power of the negative galaxy inside.
You mean it might get out?
I mean we, and everything we know, may soon be pulled in.
So Deken is sort of growing here and getting empowered, and he's sort of taken on the characteristics of the crystal. He becomes crystal-like, and he's all pink now, like
He's
a big
full pink,
shiny crystal, like a big crystal god or whatever.
and he gives out eye beams
Yeah.
at the X-Men, and they are shielded by Phoenix Shield.
Yeah. And Wolverine says something like the galaxy's going to come out.
Yeah, and then Phoenix warns that everything they know may soon be pulled in. It's a negative galaxy inside.
Negative galaxy.
And then it comes up, to be continued.
And that's the end of that chapter.
So, what do you think of that one?
I like this one.
Yeah,
this
another
was
step up?
This was a big step up. This was a really fun episode, this one.
Well, to me, this is the Phoenix Saga. Before,
Yeah, this is...
they've
there
had
you go.
3 build-up episodes,
Yeah.
and then number 4 is actual Phoenix Saga.
I know. It's like, okay, we're at the Phoenix Saga now, and there's only one more episode left of it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And the Phoenix isn't strong enough.
Yeah, Phoenix arrived, and she's the dud. She can teleport, that's about it. And she needs a whole episode to recharge after a teleport. You're joking, aren't you? But yeah, this is a huge step up for me, and just watching it again tonight, like I did a rewatch a couple of weeks ago, and watching it again tonight, I'm really into the Starjammers. Makes me
Yep.
want to draw them.
Yeah, yeah.
As a matter of fact, and like hoping that they'll be like a Marvel Legends action figure release of the Starjammers, even though I really, really doubt
Did they
it.
have a Corsair? Is it just me?
Don't believe so. Maybe in the original.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
action
it was the
figures back in
original
the
ones.
day.
Yeah.
But no Marvel Legends.
No.
Starjammers. But yeah, I'm sure the '94 ones they definitely would have had some Starjammers. Oh, hang on. Looks like they do have Starjammer Marvel Legends.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're just really old ones. Really, really old ones. They could be customs. I don't know. Any action figure aficionados listening, just let me know if there are any Starjammers action figures. That'd be cool.
So what was your favourite part?
See, I'd say my favourite part was the big fight scene in the throne room when the rev-up music kicks on and you get to see everybody toughing it out and doing all this cool stuff. I would have liked this, like that, and my second favourite bit was when the Starjammers board a Lilandra ship for the first time and you get to see...
The first reveal of them?
The first reveal of them is pretty badass. The doors open up and you just see them just standing there being cool.
Right.
Actually, I'll say that's my favourite part of the episode, when you see the Starjammers for the first time.
Right.
That's my favourite bit. And probably my favourite quote is when Deken calls Corsair an impudent rebel dog.
That is a good line.
Impudent. And I was like, oh man, that is... some reason that line sticks in my head heaps. I must have watched the Starjammers episode a fair bit as a kid. Impudent rebel dog.
I don't know what my favourite part is either. It's Wolverine kicking the helmet away that Gam struck Kazan. Hey! That was funny. Or him Corsair trying to choke out Deken. That was pretty funny. He just chases him down, tackles him, trying to choke him out. I'll choke my wife's life out of you.
It's just such a desperate thing when you're choking someone with your bare hands. It's not even a MMA choke, it's just a hands choke.
So if you've taken Deken's impotent rebel dog line, I'll go with Rogue's Lilandra's out colder than a leftover hush puppy.
That's a pretty good line too. But yeah, there's some good stuff in this episode. I liked it.
So how do you rate it?
Well, mate, I'll go on board and I'll give this one an 8 out of 10, baby. Well, I don't know. I'll go back. 8.5.
8.5.
8.5 out of 10. I was having that much fun with this episode.
There you go.
See, yeah, this was a really good episode for me, and I'll definitely rewatch this one again. I think this is I think it'd be one of the stronger episodes of the Phoenix Saga. I don't know if we should rate the Phoenix Saga episode. I think they get better as they go along, to be truthful. But yeah, it's my favourite of the Phoenix Saga so far.
Yeah, I've given it an 8.
Very good. What would you have needed for it to be better?
More chokings.
Why you little? So what I would have liked to see more of is more of the Starjammers. You know,
Yeah.
them fighting the Imperial Guard, but you can't have that.
You want a 5-part Starjammers series?
Oh, I love some more Starjammers. I think we do get a separate Starjammers episode down the road, so I'm excited to see that. But I would love to see Chode in more action. What's the cat's name again? Hepzibah in some action, and what's the other bloke's name? Razar.
That's it. Ra's al Ghul.
I'd love to. I would love to see all the Starjammers do some more stuff.
So this one got an 8.0.
8.0.
Yes.
So I scored it higher.
Yeah, you scored it higher. I got an 8 as well. So yeah, I'm on board with IMDb for this one.
Okay, you're in line with the thoughts of the internet.
And then we'll see what happens next week.
Oh man, I think next week I'm going to be rating it. Or next time I'm going to be rated pretty high because I remember this one pretty clearly. And I think it's pretty fun.
All right, here we go. Let's find it.
And Krampus coming back. You better believe Krampus coming back, baby, because this is so nutty. I need to see him and his notes. Oh, we're going to publish his notes as well. They're golden.
We got a photo of his notes.
Oh, his notes, everybody. These are classics. I wish you could see it. You will see them. They're amazing.
Fascinating.
No, Logan.
So we got a Beast quote this time.
Ooh.
Yeah, he says, "Our safety is in our speed," which is Ralph Waldo Emerson. The original is, "In skating over thin ice, our safety is in our speed."
Ooh.
1803 to 1882, Prudence.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a reference for that one. Claw draws. How many claw draws do you reckon?
Not that many. 4.
4 is correct. So 4 plus the 27's 31. Then we're on to 134 all up.
Are you going to go back and count all the Beast's fascinatings?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and do them. There was 2 in that other episode, like 2 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm. They started this season, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
There wasn't really... Well, if you think about it, there was hardly any Beast
in season 1.
In season 1,
He was in jail.
And hardly any in season 2, really, as well. You got... I don't think he said it in Beauty and the Beast.
Carly.
Yeah.
No, that's all he ever said.
Carly.
So yeah, I'll go back and I'll give you an updated.
When you're checking all the times on previously on X-Men, see if B says fascinating.
We did get 1 bub this time, so we're up to 8 bubs.
Who did he call Bub?
It was in his line.
Drop it, Bub, or I'll drop you.
That's the one.
I remember.
We jumped on Gladiator's
groin
back.
attack.
And so yeah, we're probably not gonna call those Phoenix faints.
Nah, I wouldn't call them that. No.
So no Gene faints.
No Gene faints.
We're still staying at 5 Gene faints. How about sound effects?
I didn't hear any. I want to keep saying spot any because you can't spot sound. I didn't hear any stolen sound effects. No, none this time. All right, it's time for Generation Mailbag. Got anything for us here, Brooks?
We've got an iTunes review.
Excellent. Here it comes. We'll read it out.
It's titled, "Hey Hey."
Yeah, they like your catchphrase.
It's by J.D. Merrick. It says, "Straight up fun for reminiscing X fans. Binge listened to the first 2 seasons and looking forward to the rest. On you guys, J.D."
Hey, you got my catchphrase in there too.
And then he's put AL USA, so he's from Alabama.
Oh, okay. So you've learned all the state
everyone's
codes.
putting where they're from, so it's great.
That's neat. Cool.
Because remember last time we got the one with the Irish flag. And
yeah, that's right.
From Canada, and yeah, so it's been good.
Oh, was it J.D. Merrick, was it?
It was.
On your Merrick. Man, I'm always interested to see people who find a podcast that haven't been on it since the ground level, you know?
Yeah.
And they just see, 32 episodes in front of them. How do they do it? One episode whenever? Or is they're like JD Merrick, just binge it until they're caught up? Yeah, all right. It's time for Marvel movie news. 2 trailers that are dropped: Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame. Brooksey, which one do you want to talk about first?
Oh, whatever one, mate. They were both good.
They're both good. Captain Marvel, excited for it. This is the second trailer, revealed a whole bunch more about the story.
Yeah, yep. And she's Kree.
And you see in the trailer she gets pumped full of green stuff,
Yeah.
probably green Kree blood. Excitement level for me on this one, I think I'll watch it, but I'm not going opening night, not super excited to see it. She has a pet cat. Young Nick Fury. Not too much else to say. You're the big Marvel Cinematic Universe guy. Is this priority viewing for you?
Yeah. I'm pretty keen to watch it.
Pretty keen?
Yeah. It looks action packed. It looks good. It's got it's all Marvel. It's good.
Tell you what I don't like now is everyone's got one of those collapsible helmets that fades out of existence. Why can't you just take it off like a normal person and carry it around? Everyone's got one now.
It's because they can do it now.
I just don't get it. Why? That just makes it less special to me. It doesn't seem very tangible. Ant-Man's one fades away. Iron Man's one fades away. Black Panther's helmet fades away. Anyone with a helmet just boop, boop, goes away. What's Chris Pratt's character's name? Star-Lord. Yeah, he's got boop, boop, just fades away. It's like, just take it off and carry it around. Hit someone with it, I don't know. But yeah, I see all the memes around her that she just looks like Super Saiyan Goku. Some of those scenes. It's like, well, that's a bit of a stretch, but just one little shot I noticed. There's a little Wonder Woman-esque. It's very specific. It's just a shot of her stepping up a step, and it's a close-up of her knee. It's the exact same shot in Wonder Woman, I'm sure, when she's climbing up out of the trench. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, if that's going to be a signature way of introducing female superheroes, that's all pretty cool. It could be like the next superhero landing sort of cliche to pop back in. But it's really epic feeling trailer, this one.
Yeah.
It all begins with her, and then it fades in a hero. And I'm not going to fight your war, I'm going to finish it. That's still fighting a war. That doesn't make sense. But that's the level of excited I am for Captain Marvel.
So you're more excited for Endgame?
I'd say I'm a bit more excited for Endgame, but not that much more excited. We see the trailer for Avengers Endgame. The biggest reveal is the subtitle of it. And I just want to bring up the memes one more time. I saw a really good one. It's like a picture of Captain Marvel and a picture of Ant-Man. It's the first picture is like, who you thought was going to save everybody versus who is going to save everybody. Do you think Ant-Man's going to be a big major part of Avengers?
Well, yeah, he wasn't dusted, so...
And he's going to be the key to bringing them all back. And
that's the thought at the moment, is going to have something to do with the quantum realm. So he's master of the quantum realm.
It's the release dates that are... The thing that's got me most interested and shocked, frankly, is that the release dates are so close to each other.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel comes out in March.
It's the 8th of March.
And Avengers comes out in April.
Yeah, 26th of April. They moved that up a week.
So... Captain Marvel has 4 or 5 weeks to get all its box office before Endgame just sort of wipes it out.
But you'll want to see that before Endgame, because you know that she's going to be in Endgame. So you need to know.
Do we know she's going to be in Endgame?
Well, that was the post-credit scene.
That was the teaser for the thing.
Yeah. So you'd think so. No, the same thing we were talking about last time with Black Panther.
Exactly right. But I think if they're doubling down, if they think that it's going to be like the minority sort of thing is going to help the box office, because Black Panther was sort of like the first big a black African American African superhero thing, and it's just hit a chord with American audiences and worldwide audiences. Do they think that the same thing will happen with a female-led superhero film? That's what I think. That's what they're counting on, because they moved up the date of Avengers. They, don't worry, Captain Marvel will make all its cash, and we won't have to worry about Avengers. It's competing with themselves, is what I think it is, and it just seems crazy to me. If I had a production company with 2 films coming out, I would not put them 4 or 5 weeks apart from the other one. I would want to get everything. I squeeze the box office dollars out of the first film as much as I could, and let some time pass before I hit them with my second movie. Not show them one right after the other almost. That just shows the supreme confidence of Disney Marvel and the fact that they're just releasing it 5 weeks apart from each other, which is just madness to me. Just absolute madness. But that's what I'm most interested in seeing. Will Captain Marvel make enough money for everyone to be happy about it? Because I've spoken to a few people. There's not a lot of them have the same mentality as you and I. Well, we need to see Captain Marvel just so we know what will happen or what role she'll play in Avengers Endgame. I think I was speaking to Seppo about it. So, we'll see what happens, but everyone's still really keen for just see what happens with Avengers Endgame. So, will her origin really matter? But yeah.
So Endgame trailer. Start off with Tony. He's in the
he's in the space pod.
He's in the ship. That's the Guardians of the Galaxy ship at the start. And he's sending a message. He's recording a message for Pepper.
Yeah.
So he does mention the word rescue, which is Pepper Potts in a Iron Man suit. It's called rescue. So
right.
Could they be hinting at that?
Well, that's interesting. Is this what was in those Avengers trailer breakdown things?
Yes.
People were just really grasping at straws with absolutely any sort of possibility to show up.
Correct.
That scene just reminds me of every other time someone has held a recorder in front of their face and recorded their last message. The one that hit me the quickest was Deep Blue Sea, when the chef is talking about, I may not make it through. What am I going to leave on this world? We'll begin with the perfect omelet, which is made with 2 eggs, not 3. You know, that's what that scene reminded me of. But everyone's looking for those Easter eggs, and how will he be saved? And
well, it should be him and Nebula, really, because they were the both ones left on Titan. They should both be in the same ship.
Were they?
Would think.
Yeah, were they the last 2?
They were the only 2 left. The rest of them got dusted.
Yeah, I can't remember. So the rest of them got dusted.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it starts off there, and then we see Cap. He's had his beard shaved.
Yeah, he shaved his beard off. That got dusted too. His hair looks shorter as well. His sideburns are back.
We see
Scarlett Johansson's with him.
She's still blonde.
Still blonde.
And
eyebrows are a bit darker this time around.
And the Hulk, he's standing in front, and then you've got Ant-Man, he's missing. And then it says down the back, Peter Parker missing, and it also changes to Shuri. So we don't know whether she's missing. We don't know where she is either.
Right,
so is she missing? Did she get dusted? Well, because it says Ant-Man's dusted, but we know he was in the quantum realm when all the shit went down.
The snap.
Yeah, so
some people are unaccounted for.
Yes. So yeah, they're the ones that they don't know about. We see Thor. He's looking pretty Thor-like, just sitting there, not too happy.
You say he looks pretty Thor-like. He just looks like Plain Man now. He just looks like Chris Hemsworth. He's got both eyes, short haircut, wearing a hoodie and a puffer jacket. There's nothing Thor about him. I really hate, or I don't hate, it's just really disappointed about how average and normal he looks like now. Like, I was disappointed when they cut his hair in Ragnarok. I was like, that's one of his big gimmicks. That's gone. He's looking like normal man again. But then he loses his eye, gets the patch. Like, okay, that's helping him look more Thor-like and everything. But then they change his armor to look a bit more human-like. And then he gets rid of the eye patch and gets a robot eye put in there. And he's just not looking like a god anymore. And I was, now he's looking like Plain Man. I'm not happy with his look. But that's one little grievance I have against Avengers Endgame. He's not looking godlike anymore.
So we don't get many answers with this trailer.
Nah, it's very much a teaser.
Yes.
You see Thanos' armor's all hooked up like a scarecrow.
And actually, we did see that at the end of Infinity War.
All right.
It's actually, if you watch Infinity War, when he comes out of that house that he's at, it's actually already there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just a blink and you'll miss it, and then it pans away and he walks out.
Mm.
So yeah, that was actually already in Infinity War.
Oh, well,
so we see that.
Yeah, we see him running his hands through the wheat.
You said he was in the Philippines.
He's in the Philippines running his hands through the wheat, a la Russell Crowe in Gladiator. I love that. That's a cool reference. Surely it's a reference to Gladiator, this old dreamlike sort of thing. That was cool. And not too much else to break down about that, other than the internet got what it wanted. I heard there was a bit of a backlash when they didn't get the Avengers trailer straight away when the Captain Marvel trailer dropped. They were a bit up. Internet was upset.
Yes.
They didn't get their precious Avengers trailer. They're turning on Captain Marvel.
We also saw Clint. He's there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He looks like Ronin.
Yeah.
So we think he's gone to Ronin. He's got the samurai sword.
That's the character when he's all sad and
he's
everything.
killed a bunch of the Yakuza, it looks like. It looks like he must be in Japan.
He's doubled down on the name Ronin. But yeah, Clint's probably lost his family in the snap. That's why he's so sad.
Yeah, that's what you'd have to think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he wouldn't be happy. Yeah, that's the only reason he'd go full emo.
Also, the Marvel Studios symbol got dusted.
It got dusted.
Start,
yeah.
A savage.
That's funny. Those gags become funny to me now. And it's the Marvel Studios, and it's like the I.O. becomes like a 10, celebrating the 10 years that they've been around. That's pretty neat too.
And then the end, big A, it sort of seems to be all the dust is coming back together.
Oh, reassemble.
And then it says Endgame. And then we cut to black, and then we come out, and then it's Ant-Man. And looks like he's out the front of the Avengers complex.
And he's asking, is this an old video?
He's got the taco truck, which we know has got the what's it called? The quantum realm machine in the back of it.
Well, you don't. You know, we don't. I haven't seen Ant-Man vs. Wasp
That's
yet.
Ant-Man vs. Wasp.
I'll have to watch
That's
it.
at the end of it.
I'll have to watch it ASAP. I probably won't. I'll probably just watch Predator again. I'll try. I'll really try. But yeah, he's, hey, you remember me? I'm Ant-Man. I know you remember that. I got big.
I got big at the airport in Germany. So yeah, not many answers, but a lot of more questions. So we'll see what we find in the next one, I guess.
I'm sure that'll drop soon enough.
Yeah.
And,
well, hell, we're only waiting until April, so we've only got 4 months anyway. So
it went pretty fast, I think. Don't you think? It was like just the other day. I feel as though we were talking about Infinity War for the first time.
Yeah, well, it's only been a year. It's not like the Star Wars where they give the 2 years in between each one. So
I'm not that keen for the next Star Wars, though.
You're not?
No, are you?
The last one broke you?
Last one, yeah, I didn't say it broke me. It's just like, you know, when we went and saw the Power Rangers movie and Crawford goes, yep, that's the last of my childhood destroyed. Last Jedi, I was like, that's the last I'll give a shit about Star Wars, I guess.
The other thing I wanted to bring up was I've been watching these trailer breakdown episodes.
I can't stand them.
So in Infinity War, it's all about Doctor Strange, right? So he's the one that says we're in the Endgame now.
Yeah.
When he gives the Time Stone to Thanos, he sort of picks the Time Stone out of the air, and it's like it's a star in the sky, and he picks it out.
Yeah.
Then it glows, and then he sends it over to Thanos. Every time one of the stones is used in the movie, the stone lights up.
Yeah. So he's done something
the
there.
The theory is he's put it in a time loop.
So that's where the loop starts.
Yeah. So that's one of the theories running around the internet.
Well, that makes sense.
Yes.
It's like when Doctor Strange beat who's his bad guy?
Yeah.
Dormammu.
Weird eye guy.
Dormammu. Is that the big fella's name? In space galaxy?
Yes.
I wish to make a tree something, and then he gets slammed. And I wish to make a something. I wish to parlay. So that could be where the start of the loop happens. So that could cement my theory about the Hulk breaking out of the Iron Man suit.
Yeah, that is actually in the movie.
And snapping Thanos' hand off.
So yeah, not long to wait, and we can go see it anyway.
They are intergalactic pirates who call themselves the Starjammers.
All right, it's time for our fan casting of the Starjammers movie that we'd like to see. This is what should have happened if Fox didn't drop the ball with their spin-offs. They could have kickstarted their own cinematic universe. Brooksy, you go first because I'm so excited.
Go first. You are so excited about this. I need to hear what you're saying.
Well, I went with a modern cast. Did you go modern? Did you go 90s, 80s?
I really didn't have many things for this.
Oh, okay. I sprung this on you, didn't I?
You seem to be so excited for this, and I'm like, there's really not much character in this animated series for me to pick these characters from, and I'm like, why is Ben so excited about this? He loves these Starjammers.
I think it's just like during the week I messaged Brooksy out of the blue. I think it might have been yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
So not much prep time. I said, come up with your Starjammers fan cast and we'll get it happening. I think because we haven't had a fan cast since, was it Days of Future Past when I cast Carl Weathers as Bishop, and that was so amazing to me, and that was like 90s. But I went with the modern cast this time. If I went 90s, but for some reason, for Corsair, it always popped in my head, Dennis Quaid. You know
Dennis Quaid.
You know him, right?
Yes.
He's in Dragonheart, but it's not who I went for in my modern cast because he's like 64 now.
Right.
But for some reason, I just saw him as Corsair in my head for the longest time. So why? Who is that actor? Dennis Quaid. Why is he always in my head for Corsair? But anyway, for Corsair, I went with Russell Crowe.
Okay, right, yeah.
Because he's a bit older now. He's a little bit fat, but he can drop the weight. And I thought he'd bring like a whole bunch of gravitas and seriousness to the role because I didn't want this to be like a Guardians of the Galaxy where everybody is the comic relief. I needed at least one serious character and someone else down the line can be the sort of comic relief. Kind of like Cable was Josh Brolin and Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
Cable's not cracking any jokes.
Right.
He's the leader. He's serious. He's got a job to do. And same as Corsair. His job is revenge. He wants to kill the crap out of Decan. So you can't be cracking jokes if you've got such a dark and serious sort of anti-hero sort of motive. Like Punisher's not going to be cracking jokes. Neither is Corsair. So I went with Russell Crowe. Standby was Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Don't know if you know him.
No, who's that?
He was Negan in The Walking Dead, and he was like the comedian in Watchmen.
Nope.
No, I think that's all. He was in The Courier.
Nope.
So you wouldn't know him. As for Raza, the ponytail guy, you got to give it to my boy Jason Statham. He's bald. He's got the big ears. He's got the ponytail. I see him playing like I don't know what Raza does. I assume because he looked like a pirate, looked like he'd have a sword. I'd want someone who can do a bit of martial arts and stuff, and I wanted like an accent that didn't belong in space to be in space. He's using his London accent and he's playing Raza. So I thought he's bald, and that was like, who's the badass? Who can do all the kung fu fighting stuff? So that's who'd be my Raza.
I saw him, more of an Asian guy.
More of an Asian guy,
like the pirate guy from Phantom.
That's
who I saw him as. And
Kami Sang.
Corsair, Kabai Sang. That's who I was. And
what's his actor's name? Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa.
There you go. I like Cowboy Sam better. And Corsair for me was like, I just saw him as like a Robert Downey Jr. or like a George Clooney.
Oh, George Clooney. Okay. I can see George Clooney, but I still haven't forgiven him for Batman.
Well, that's the voice was really what got me for George Clooney. His voice is like, this is like, freeze, I'm Batman. It's that same sort of voice.
Yeah, that sort of.
And then the look was, he looks like Rob Downey Jr. That was for me, because I just don't have this. Oh, he's definitely got to be him. So I'm not as into it as you.
Yeah, right. Well, I just really sort of looked at the character's motivations and everything. I didn't. And for Chode, I put Andy Serkis, the guy who's playing Gollum.
Okay,
I wager nowadays it wouldn't be a guy in a suit. It would be like a CGI performance.
Right.
So you just get him, and he's got a cool voice. It kind of sounds like that too, Gollum's voice. It's kind of ugly ones too. So there's not too much else to say about Andy Serkis, other than he was really good in Black Panther. And seeing how he played Ulysses, whatever, Claw, the bloke got his arm blown up. I thought, you might as well cast him again. He's got a cool voice. He can do all this motion capture stuff.
And for him, I was going to default to you and tell me some big wrestler guy to put in there. And then put the terrible voice with him. So I thought it'd be funny to say, how is that guy?
Well, the only big wrestlers I know is like Big Show or Kevin Nash.
Any big wrestler guy I was thinking, because he's going to be CGI. Yeah, but that's who I thought.
Oh, that's an interesting. Who'd you have for Raza? Oh, Carrie Hero. You could do. He'd be too old now for this modern cast. For Hepzibah, I went really weird. I went Sofia Vergara.
Okay,
just for that sort of feline, sexy sort of thing. And I just like hearing unique accents. You know, I don't want everyone to sound like the standard sort of neutral American accent. You know, I want different accents in space.
Yeah.
Because they're from here, they're from there. They could be like a different sort of world that they all speak in a different sort of way. And I thought, got to have someone sexy sounding, being the cat. Because it's kind of like Catwoman.
I didn't have anyone for her. I had the similar thought, though, that they should have a weird sort of voice.
Yeah.
But she doesn't say shit in this thing. You don't even hear her talk.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's why I'm like, what is she supposed to sound like? I just saw, foreign accent.
Oh, right. So you didn't have any actress?
I didn't have anyone for her, really.
And for Carrie, that little pink thing, I didn't have anybody.
No,
I assume that it doesn't have a voice.
Yeah.
And for Decan, I had Javier Bardem. You know him? He was the bad guy in Skyfall. You know, the bloke who took his thing and bit the cyanide pill?
Okay, right.
He was also in No Country for Old Men. He played the dude with the weird bob haircut.
Oh, yeah.
You should look him up and you'll see that that's Decan. I think he can go really big.
Yeah.
Because I wanted actors who could go huge. My original one was like Al Pacino.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, he goes real big. Like if you've seen him in Heat or in The Devil's Advocate, he goes huge with his reading. So I needed someone larger than life, but I thought, Al Pacino's a bit old. Who's the next sort of villainous guy that can sort of reach those heights of like exaggerated performance? I thought, no, let's just see what Javier Bardem could have done with it. Who'd you have?
Exaggerated performances.
Yeah.
The Walken.
Christopher Walken. But you did cast 90s. You should have just said 90s Bender. I'm using Dennis Quaid.
This is just who came to my...
First actor that came to your head? Okay.
Big, crazy Walken.
Christopher Walken. I haven't heard him laugh. I don't know if he has a maniacal laugh.
Shame on you.
And for Lilandra, I went... Jennifer Lopez. She's a bit older.
J-Lo.
And so look like she could be related to Javier Bardem. And I thought, she'd be great. She's got to have that great look about her. She has the interesting voice, not just neutral American accent. Nothing that I don't have anything against neutral American accent, but that's what it seems to be. All the space characters seem to sound like. I mean, all the Guardians neutral American accent, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't want that. I wanted all sort of new sounds.
The more you look at the Starjammers, the more you think, Guardians, eh?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I was rewatching it a couple of weeks ago. Starjammers. These are just the Guardians, man. It's just X-Men's version of the Guardians. Just a hodgepodge, ragtag group of misfits that's chucked together. Who'd you have for Lilandra?
I didn't really have anyone for Lilandra. I thought, some young little chick. That's as far as I got.
Natalie
with my
Portman.
notes. I was supposed to look them up. I thought, I was looking for someone new or something like that, like the new Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
right. Like that.
Alicia Vikander or
I
whatever.
wouldn't even know what her name is if you yelled it at me.
well.
Yeah, someone like that, someone young, new, little person.
Mate, if you go 90s... Angelina Jolie, man. That's where you should have... 90s is where you live, mate. Don't bring any new people in. I'll lock yours in as Angelina Jolie. But I don't know actually how related to Christopher Walken she'd look. And for Gladiator, I went with... I haven't seen it, but in Creed 2, Drago's kid. That big dude.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That could be your Chode. But I needed someone massive, and whether he can do a good verbal performance or not, I didn't care. I wanted the biggest dude around, and he seems massive.
Yeah.
Because he's next to Michael B. Jordan in Creed 2, and Michael B. Jordan was jacked as hell. And this dude's bigger than him, thicker than him, and more cut than him, so I went with Drago's kid. I can't remember the actor's name, but I know I got him on Instagram, his name Big Nasty. Big Nasty. Florian Big Nasty Montano. And you didn't have anyone else?
Gladiator, I liked our ones last time of Pedro Serrano. Or,
Dennis Haybert or Michael
Clark Duncan.
Yeah. Those are solid choices. Is there any other teams coming up? I'll keep it in mind. We should do like the Nasty Boys. Who'd we cast? Nasty! Who'd we cast as the Nasty Boys? But next group that pops up in X-Men, Brooksy, you better believe we're doing some fan casting. This is coming back.
Right, yeah.
And you live in the 90s.
Yeah, that was my other thought for Corsair. I'm like, so I think I said I had Tom Cruise as Cyclops. I'm like, who could be Tom Cruise's dad?
Tom Cruise's dad?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I'm like, yeah, who could that be?
I have no idea. All right, let's take it home. Find our podcast on iTunes, Podcast Addict, Pocket Casters, Stitcher, and YouTube. Subscribe, rate us, and give us a review. I cannot stress how important these reviews are, guys. Pretty pleased with sugar on top. Take 5 minutes and give us an iTunes review.
We'll read them out.
We'll read them out. Don't you worry about that. We want stars and feedback, people. So if you've got something to say, we'll read it out on the show. Make yourself famous. Like and share our page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GenXmenPod for Meme Monday, Marvel movie news, and all things X-Men. Or you can body slide into our Facebook DMs or contact us by email, generationxmenpodcast@gmail.com. So what's up for us next time, Brooks?
Next episode is number 33, Season 3, Episode 7, The Phoenix Saga, Part 5, The Child of Light.
Child of Light, baby. This one is going to be off the walls. Crowfer's coming back. I will not take no for an answer. He's coming with his notes and everything.
Your favourite reoccurring character?
My favourite reoccurring character of the X-Men is Crowfer. We'll have that notebook ready for you, Crowfer. We'll try and find him an X-Men notebook.
I'll put a sticker on it for you.
It's coming, baby. All right, that's it from us here at Generation X-Men. Wherever you are in the world, thanks for listening, and we hope you had a decent shot of X-Men nostalgia. Next week, we've got the Phoenix Saga Part 5, Child of Light, with breakdown, tally time, claw draw, Marvel movie news, and maybe mutant merch, depending on if I buy anything off eBay or not. Like the Terminator, we'll be back, and we look forward to your company then. Thanks for hosting, Brooksy.
No worries, Bender. Take it easy, mate.
Hasta la vista.
See ya.